Hi, I'm Joep from Gestalt IT. You can find me on Twitter at Piscaer. And I'm joined today by Matt from Pure Storage.
Hi everyone, I'm Matt Kixmoeller. I'm the VP of Strategy at Pure Storage. I was one of the earliest employees at Pure, and I've worn all kinds of hats from the first product manager and marketing person on through now leading our strategy at Pure. And you can find me at MattKix on Twitter.
So I'm curious, Matt. Which of the many hats today are you wearing to introduce the new Innovation Done Right series?
I think today I'm probably wearing the Pure Historian hat because part of why we're here today is really the first in a series to kick off an Innovation Done Right series, where our goal is to provide a little bit of a look behind the covers at what goes on at Pure within our technical engineering team, and to really dive into some of the core innovations that have made Pure what it is over the past 11 years. We've always tried to look at the storage industry differently and not just do things in the traditional way, but to really think about how we can fundamentally innovate and change the storage market. And that often boils down to innovations in engineering or just different approaches. And so we're trying to highlight those innovations and the people behind them in this series.
So I'm curious. You mentioned it's a series. So what's next in this series? What's the first episode going to be about? Can you give us maybe a sneak peek?
Yeah, so I think one of the first things that we're excited to talk about is the world of as-a-service models. This is quite in vogue right now, and we actually introduced our first as-a-service model a few years ago called Evergreen Storage Service, or ES2, that we've now evolved into Pure as a Service. And we've really tried to take not only a financial approach, but really a product approach to how do we offer the entire Pure experience in an OpEx-based as-a-service consumption model.
Yeah, because a lot of these as-a-service models are really just a new slap of paint on an existing product. So how does this work with Pure? What's different on your end?
No, I think you're right on. A lot of the community is looking at this as just fancy financial engineering to turn a CapEx buy into an OpEx buy. But even if you buy a traditional storage array as OpEx, that has nothing to do with making it into a service experience. And so part of what we have done at Pure from day one is always try to think about engineering our products in a way that makes them very agile and flexible. And so our Pure as a Service offering is really built on top of all the flexibility that we built over the years in Evergreen Storage. And I describe that a bit as a religion within Pure. When we first started Pure, one of the things we heard over and over from customers was that they really hated the 3 to 5 year array refresh lifecycle in storage, where every 3 to 5 years they had to buy a new storage array and move all their data between the old one and the new one. And so we tried to build our company in a way that always innovated in an evergreen fashion, where we made our products forever upgradable. And so that you could kind of start with a certain amount of storage and it would basically grow and live on as a service experience. And so we really tried to take that and make that the basis for Pure as a Service. But we're really using this kind of moment in time to think through that entire experience within our products and think through how we can go to customers and sell them the outcome of a certain amount of storage and really free them from having to worry about the infrastructure behind it, what it is, where it is, what's it called, how I upgrade it, all the pain that people don't like about infrastructure.
Yeah, and I get that pain, right? Storage is, it's inert, it doesn't want to move. It's hard to refresh hardware if data doesn't want to move and there's no decent migration path. So, I get the experience part of offering it as a service, but how does that work in practice, right? How do you actually help customers kind of remove those hard migrations from the life cycle, or help them scale up, scale down whenever it's needed?
Yeah. Well, I think there's a couple pieces to it. So on one hand, there is just having the right backing infrastructure where we engineer our products in a way that they can start very small and grow almost infinitely. And so as you grow and grow and grow, we can migrate you non-disruptively to different hardware on the back end that has more capabilities, but all without downtime. The other piece of it, though, is that from the very early days at Pure, we've always taken a very hands-on approach to the support experience and to the remote management experience. And so we've delivered what's very close to a remote managed service from the beginning, where we're constantly watching your storage, we're constantly making sure it's in the right performance level, the right capacity, And if anything's trending in the wrong direction, we're not sitting and watching. We're calling you, we're taking action, we're making change happen. So if you kind of combine the flexibility of our hardware and the hands-on, always there approach of our support team, you can see how we can put these together and deliver something that is a true service experience as opposed to just a subscription model to an inflexible array that you've already been able to buy in other ways.
So that almost sounds cloud-like, and the reason I'm saying that is, a lot of customers are moving towards the cloud. They're going from, physical virtual machines to containers, or maybe even going back after learning that the experience in the cloud wasn't suitable for, that specific project or that specific application. So what are you doing to help customers, go to the cloud, go to containers, as well as go back whenever that's needed?
Yeah, so I think two good questions in there. First off, you're right on that. What we're trying to deliver with Pure as a Service in particular is the cloud experience, and I think customers have realized that whether or not they choose to use infrastructure in the public cloud or on-prem or both, they want the cloud experience everywhere, and it's just not acceptable in 2020 to buy a legacy infrastructure experience anymore. And so delivering that end-to-end cloud experience is exactly a key part of what we're doing with Pure as a Service, and doing so in a way that supports hybrid deployments. So we can easily help customers move to public cloud, back again, et cetera, et cetera. The other key piece of it is absolutely tied to application modernization. And we see a lot of customers, while they're going through this journey, also looking at all the change that's happening in terms of next-gen cloud-native applications, containers, et cetera, and trying to really change their application architecture as well. And so, we've tried to build our products in a way that they support traditional applications, because guess what? They ain't going away, but they help customers bridge to the next gen. And so supporting containers, supporting DAS architectures, doing things like NVMe over Fabric, storage class memory, all of the next gen architecture stuff customers want can come in the same platform as the one that runs their traditional applications as well.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a great innovation. Where do customers go to, catch up on this series, watch the first episode, and watch the rest of the series?
Yeah, so you'll see this series come across all the Pure social channels. You can check it out on Facebook, LinkedIn, our own blog, etc. So just keep your eye out. It'll be hard to avoid, and we're trying to make these really open, honest conversations with real technical folks about the innovations behind Pure and what makes Pure different.
Well, thanks so much for this interview, talking to me today. I certainly learned a ton. And with that, I want to close off. So this is Joep Piscaer for Gestalt IT, and see you in the next video.
Thanks, Joep.